Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jim, thank you very much for having us here. And guys, thank you to all of you. We did it. We did it. We did it. As so many of you know, I grew up right around here. I could almost ride my bicycle to here as a kid. And it's really, really great to be here to thank all of you who provided so much tremendous support on the campaign. And as I look around this audience, I see so many people who've been supporting me for so long, for so many years, who've gotten involved in this campaign, and so many of you who've never been involved in politics before, who stepped forward, who got involved and supported us. And you've become not just supporters of this campaign, but you've also become great friends to me and to Sheena and to our family and our boys. And I appreciate all of your thoughts and your prayers. You know, just a couple weeks ago, we had a tough incident, which many of you know. Sheena was robbed at gunpoint. And as I look out, there were so many of you here who sent us your prayers. You sent us emails. You sent us notes. You sent us thoughts. You let us know that you were praying for us, that you cared about us, and we really appreciated that. You know, what happened that night, I'd come home, it was about 7:30, and I told Sheena, she'd been with the boys all day, I said, hey, you should take a break, take 30, 40 minutes. So she drove out to a coffee shop, and I put some chicken in the oven to make dinner for the boys. And then I got this call from Sheena from the coffee shop, and immediately we had fantastic support from law enforcement, fantastic support from the Highway Patrol. They did a fantastic job that night. I called my parents, who live right around here. They drove down to take care of the boys. I went out to be with Sheena. And as we came back that night, I started to think about the boys and how they might process this. You know, Jacob's only 7 months, but Joshua's 2.5, and I was wondering what he was thinking and what he might be concerned about. And as we walked through the door, Joshua ran up to Sheena and said to her, "Daddy burned the chicken." That's all he remembered from that night, was that Daddy burned the chicken. So I want to let you guys know that the family's doing great, and we so appreciate your support for us as a family. It's made a tremendous difference for us, and we are committed to serving you as a family. And I'm really looking forward to Monday. Really looking forward to Monday. Guys, you know, thank you. We let all of you know during the campaign that we were going to do things differently. Well, we're starting on Monday. We're doing things differently. You know, traditionally, every morning before the inauguration, there had always been a parade that celebrated politicians. The politicians kind of go through the city of Jefferson City, and there'd be a big celebration of the politicians and the office holders. Well, this year we canceled the parade, and what we're doing instead is we're doing an event to celebrate Missouri's heroes. Thank you. We're having an event. We're having an event in the Capitol Rotunda to celebrate our teachers and our farmers, our nurses and our doctors, our veterans, our law enforcement officers, our firefighters, and we're making a special effort. And I hope for those of you who were able to join us, you'll really enjoy it. We're making a special effort to celebrate the families of our fallen veterans, the families of our fallen law enforcement officers, to let them know how much we appreciate them. We want to take the focus off of the politicians and put it on the people of Missouri and their service and sacrifice. Thank you. And folks, you know, as we've been traveling these last couple weeks, people are often asking us, you know, well, what are you going to do when you're in office? And look, I recognize that this might surprise some members of the media. It might shock some of the insiders. It might scare some of the politicians. But we're going to do what we promised you we're going to do. We're going to put an end to politics as usual, and we're going to Jefferson City to fight for you. And guys, we've already started doing things differently. You know, just a couple weeks ago, I had the honor of working out with the Missouri State Highway Patrol recruit class. Now, folks, I believe that we have not done enough to support our law enforcement officers over the course of the past couple years. Now, you think about this. We've got these young men and women, 20, 21, 22 years old, all over the state of Missouri, all of whom rose their hands, made a decision that they were going to come, put them through one of the most rigorous law enforcement academies in the state. And they made a decision that they were going to, all of them, be willing every day and every night to put their lives on the line for all of us. I thought it was important that I go there, work out with them, sweat with them, sacrifice with them, let them know on behalf of all of us how much we admire and support them, and that they're going to have a governor who has their back. You know, we also, the other day, you guys remember when there was that horrible ice storm, kind of shut down I-70? It was really, really bad here. Well, that night, we also went out on the streets of St. Louis, and we walked some of the most violent streets of St. Louis with a reverend named Reverend McCoy, who runs an organization called Nightlife Ministries. Well, what they do in Nightlife Ministries is that they go out every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, and they walk the most violent streets of the city of St. Louis to talk with the young men and women who are on the streets. Talk with the homeless, talk with people who are struggling on the streets. I went out to walk the streets with them because I believe that you all elected me to be the governor for every person in the state of Missouri. And we wanted to go and we wanted to let everyone know that we cared about them. And you know, there was it was late at night. It was obviously icy. It was about 11:45 at night. A woman got off the bus and she came off the bus and the Reverend introduced me to her. She knew the Reverend and she says, she looks at her watch and she says, it's 11:45 at night and the governor-elect's meeting me when I get off the bus. She's like, I knew I voted for the right guy. She's like, this is great. And then we met another guy on the street, and he was struggling. He'd had some hard times, and the Reverend gave him a blanket, and I gave him a sandwich, and I gave him a hug, and I told him that we were thinking about him and that we cared about him. And as I was walking down the street, he yelled out at me, and he said, I hope you win. I hope you win. And I turned around and I yelled back to him and I said, we will. We will. We're going to win this thing. But guys, you know what's been so fantastic about this campaign is that so many of you have come together. And you know, I've never done this before. I've never been involved in politics before. But you have also asked yourselves to do things that you haven't done before. You know, Jim, I don't think you'd ever been involved in politics before, right? And we came here just a couple months. Feels like it was a couple months ago during the campaign, and we sat down in the cafeteria and had lunch with all the members of your team, right? And Jim got involved in this campaign. And as I look out here, there's so many people who did things that they've never done before. And I want to give a special shout out today. Special shout out, because I see he's always standing in the back. Right, there's my dad. Right. You know, we did this because we had so many people who stepped forward and did what they hadn't done before. And I want to let all of you know how important it is that we get this right. The people of Missouri are counting on us. You know, the other day, this was probably about just a few days ago, we went to a food bank here in Missouri. And we walked through the food bank, and at that food bank, they serve 15,000 of our fellow citizens every week. And it was cold out. It was probably 20-some degrees, and there were families with young kids that were waiting in the cold. Right? Waiting in the cold to walk through the pantry to get a tin of raspberries, a couple of cans of canned fruit, a couple of bags of bread. Right? And you know what? They are counting on us to get this right. That's why this election was so important. And that's why it's critical that we, all of us, continue to go out and to fight for the people of Missouri, to do what needs to be done, to make sure that every person in the state of Missouri gets a fair shot at the American dream. And that's what we're going to do in this administration. Yeah. And my promise to you is that I will always remember that I'm standing here because of you. And I'm going to Jefferson City to fight for you. And you know what, folks? As I continue on this mission, as your governor, I'm going to continue to need your help. The first thing I'd ask all of you to continue to do is to please continue to pray for me and Sheena and our family. It may mean a lot if you continue to do this. The second thing I'll ask you to do is to continue to spread the word. Let people know that Missouri is moving in a new direction. And then finally, I would invite all of you, and I'd be honored to have you, right? This Monday, join us for the inauguration, and then join us that night for the ball. This is your celebration as much as it is ours. So come on out on Monday and let's celebrate a tremendous new beginning. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much.